And you, of course. So we love it when you're a part of the conversation. Let us know what your thoughts are. The WhatsApp number is 0809 444 0981. You can also speak at Smooth 981, and we're streaming live as well. So you can catch the live stream. Just search for Smooth 981 on YouTube. And yeah, you can be part of the conversation. All right. Good morning, Rotus.
Good morning, Zibby. Good morning to all our listeners as well. Good to be with you all again to start a brand new week.
Yay to that. All right. So we're talking about capital importation for the first quarter of this year. What kind of capital importation did Nigeria bring in this period?
Yeah, so that refers to the amount of money that basically flows into the economy. And also refers to the different, categories, whether it's foreign direct investment, foreign portfolio investment that comes into the country. So for the first quarter of 2023, the first 3 months, the funds that came into Nigeria amounted to $1.1 billion, Zibby. That's how much came in. That's how much.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nigeria. Okay, let's say for the largest economy in Africa. How would you assess that $1.1 billion dollars figure?
Yeah, there are probably some individuals who have that money, Zibby. When you think about the fact that the former chair of First Bank, FBN Holdings, Oba Otudeko, apparently spent 87 billion naira buying shares in the company. There are some individuals who have that. I mean, there are companies in Nigeria that could probably come up with that kind of money. I mean, maybe the biggest of the biggest companies. It's a small amount. That's basically what I'm saying. For a whole Africa's largest economy to only bring in $1.1 billion in a 3-month period, it is pretty low. And we can definitely do better than that.
All right. So, Rotus, let's compare this to this exact period last year and maybe even the last quarter as well. How have we done?
So year on year, we fell almost 30%. That figure was much less than what we brought in. I think it was 1.5 or so in the first 3 months of 2022. So we fell 28% specifically. Quarter on quarter, if we compare it to what we brought in the last quarter of 2022, the last 3 months, we brought in about, I think it was about 6% more, if I remember correct, 6.8%. So it just tells you that, I mean, even in the last quarter of the final year of 2022, less money came in than in the first 3 months of this new year. So basically, those capital importation numbers have been pretty small.
All right. Well, let us know what your thoughts are. The WhatsApp number is 0809 444 0981. You can also tweet at Smooth981. So which categories of capital basically led the way for this amount that came in this time?
It was portfolio investment. So portfolio investment refers to money that comes into the country, into the capital markets to buy treasury bills, to buy bonds, to buy stocks, and so on and so forth. So of all the funds that came in, portfolio investment amounted for about 57% of it, so almost 60%. So pretty much almost $600 million, almost that amount of money went into portfolio investment. Other investment, which I think refers to loans and maybe trade finance numbers, that's what came out about almost 40%, about 38.3%. And then the one that we really need, the one that we really, really want, foreign direct investment, the funds that will stay here, at least for a little while, that came to about only 4%. So that was, I think that was less than $50 million that came in the form of foreign direct investment. So that's how it broke down. It was mostly portfolio investors that had the lion's share of the money that came in.
Okay, so what's the downside though of this portfolio investments?
Yeah, so it's referred to as hot money, which means that it can come in and as quickly, it can leave as quickly as it comes in. So, you know, it only basically goes after investments that are what it hopes are liquid investments. So you can flow into your economy to buy stocks, but then when those stocks rise or fall, it can leave. Now, of course, foreign investors have had issues getting their money out because of our FX liquidity issues. And so for our stock market particularly, it's been driven mostly by domestic investors. But that's the main issue with portfolio investment, that the money can just come in quickly and it can also leave quickly as well. What you really want is foreign direct investment, which will stick around for a while. So money that comes into, I guess, build a factory, you know, or invest in something long-term. That's foreign direct investment. That's the money. And that's been really, really low in Nigeria for quite a number of years now due to the business environment and so on.
So what is the bottom line for capital importation?
Well, the bottom line is that you've got to be able to attract more foreign portfolio investment is not bad, but when it's more than your foreign direct investment, that's a problem. And you also need, you know, way more countries to bring those funds in. I think that the UK led the way. The UK has been our largest our largest source of capital importation for quite a while now. The UAE and America are way behind. But the bottom line is that you've got to be able to attract, you have to have a business environment that will attract more money into your country, and it's got to stay there for a while. It will bring foreign exchange liquidity into your country, it will create jobs, and it will do well for your economy. But you've got to be able to attract those funds by having a business environment that is conducive for those. And then your foreign exchange is also very important, which is why this administration has done what it has with respect to liberalizing the exchange rates to make it, you know, transparent and clear. So that's a good step. So we've taken the steps that will hopefully increase these numbers. But again, this was the first 3 months of the year, January through March. That was still under the older administration. So it won't be until maybe the third quarter of this year, the period that we're in right now, that maybe we'll see, actually, wait, January, February, March, April, May, June, sorry, July, August, yeah, so July, August, September, probably that period, and then maybe even towards the end of the year that we might see the numbers hopefully pick up with the foreign exchange situation changed.
Okay, so let's talk about ECOWAS. President Tinubu has emerged as chairman. What did he say in his speech?
Well, he said a number of things, talking about the importance of democracy, talking about the need for less coups to be happening around the different members of the region, talking about the need for good governance. But he also talked about, you know, regional integration and the fact that we need to reduce barriers to trade. So let me see, I think I have 1 or 2 quotes from him. I think he even announced an extraordinary summit in October of this year, if I have those. Yeah, he says, we will work collectively to pursue an inclusive economic integration, which will be significantly private sector driven in order to unlock the vast economic potentials of our region. And then he says, in furtherance of my vision for our region's economic recovery and growth, Nigeria intends to convene an ECOWAS Extraordinary Summit on Trade and Investment in October. And it says the event will provide opportunity for member states to showcase their potentials and encourage matchmaking in order to evolve business cooperation among various organized private sectors within the region. So we can look forward to an ECOWAS Extraordinary Summit in October that will bring a number of the region's members in here. We can talk about boosting trade, because it's great to fly into an ECOWAS country and not have to get a visa. That just feels so good. So we got to get more of that down the line for other regions outside ECOWAS as well.
So how can we actually reduce these barriers to travel and trade within Africa?
Well, so if you think about what hinders trade, there's the visa issues. Not all nations have, smooth visa application process. Like visa on arrival is what should make our lives easier. That should be across the board, in my opinion. So that once you just land into a country, you just quickly pay a small fee, get your visa, and then you move in. Or no visa requirements at all. Like Rwanda. For Nigerians flying into Rwanda, you don't need a visa. You just come in, process you, and you go right through. So we've got to reduce those types of barriers. And then the issue with traveling, all these airlines have trying to hold on to their market share with respect to who can fly in and which airlines can be used. So if you're flying into, I use Rwanda as an example. Yeah, great. Their visa the fact that they don't have any visas for Nigerians is good, but only Rwanda Air. Rwanda Air is the person that is the airline that has the majority flight routes into the country, because they want to make sure that they have enough business for their airline. Same with Egypt Air and so on and so forth. So, Egypt Air cannot have an easy route going into Rwanda. Rwanda Air can have an easy route going into Egypt. You've got to use their respective airlines. There's got to be a way to liberalize that so that you have more, you have less disrupted flights, or rather disrupted flight patterns or routes around Africa. Because there have been some cases, if you're flying into Egypt, you may have to fly into Europe and then fly back in. Because because of the issue with connecting flights.
Right.
So those two are the main issues that we have right now. Anybody who's taking a vacation this summer and trying to fly within Africa, if you're picking more than one country, so you want to go from east to west to the north to the south, it's going to be expensive, stressful, annoying, and that definitely has to be improved. So those are the kind of things I think they'll be talking about in October. When we host the rest of the ECOWAS nations.
Speaking about barriers to travel, I saw this in the paper. It's on Daily Trust, it's on Vanguard. It talks about Seychelles putting a ban on Nigerian passport holders. Have you seen this?
Yeah, I saw that yesterday. I'm not really sure why that is. There's probably some issues that need to be, ironed out between. We don't have a Minister of Foreign Affairs yet, which is why with matters like this, it's a good idea to quickly have a cabinet in place. But I'm sure there will be discussions between Nigeria and Seychelles, because Seychelles is a really beautiful, I haven't been there, vacation spot. You've seen all the pictures online, along with Mauritius and all the other gorgeous countries. So it'll be important to, at a diplomatic level, for the top folks to talk it out and find out what the reason is.
All right, let's go on to some messages quickly. Gilbert says, on foreign portfolio investment in Nigeria, we had a healthy inflow of this trend from 1995 through to 1998, but it dipped in 2007. Ogeneo Chico says, the truth is that to attract FDI, infrastructure issues must be addressed, as well as favorable and consistent macroeconomic policies. All right. Yinka, you're still typing your message. Okay. It says fixing that travel barrier issue in Africa is something that has to be done at an AU level, and they must be deliberate about it. The Seychelles issue is because of an alleged drug bust. All right.
Yeah.
Well, that's it for Business Express this morning. Thanks for your messages. Thank you for listening. And thanks, Rotus. Have a brilliant day ahead.
All right. Thanks, Zibby. Thanks, everybody. See you tomorrow.
Do stay with us. There is a lot more to come on the Smooth Breakfast.
Press. Brought to you.